just going to stare unnervingly at you.
Welcome back to the King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda. I am the KingFanMan, and this weirdo-looking guy is the Wolfman. Hey, bud. Hey.
Can't hold it.
How are you?
Fine. How are you?
How have you been?
Tired.
Tired. If you didn't know, he has been off at college, but it's great to have him back for Thanksgiving week, and he told me he would be here on the KingCast with us today. So we've got a lot to talk about as always, but since I have the Wolfman here today, I want to do a little bit more commentary, I guess. Instead of news, a lot of times we throw news down. Today we're going to talk about what the Wolfman thinks about the Xbox and Bethesda merger, what both of us think about Starfield, when it might come, what we might want. Hey, Danny, what's going on? And a few other things. And of course, always, we are a subscriber-driven podcast, so whatever that you want to talk about, you can talk about. Ask your questions, and me and the Wolfman will answer them. So I'm going to start with you. Do you want to say anything starting this show off? You get the first words of the KingCast.
Tacos are delicious.
Tacos are delicious. There you go. Now you know. Guys, I hope everything is going well with you. Hope you've had a great and fabulous Thanksgiving. And I hope you're still having fun with family and friends. And I hope you've enjoyed Still Dawn, because Still Dawn is out. Have you played it yet?
It hasn't been able to download on my Xbox.
On your Xbox yet. Well,
I didn't download it before I came home from school.
You will be excited, though. I just finished the quest line. By the way, if you want to watch the quest line, want a little help with the quest line, the last live stream we did was the entire quest line of Still Dawn. So go check that out. Hey, Zonder Bunny, how you doing? Hey, MC Jenkins, how y'all doing? Thank y'all for being on with us today. And I don't know if y'all even recognize him. The last time he was on was you're throwing stuff. What are you doing over here?
Nothing.
You knocked Walter over.
Well, shut the heck up.
You're not going to stir your coffee with my pen, are you?
Well, no, it's my pen now.
No,
I stir my coffee with
Hey, Fish, what's going on?
Did you seriously just stir the coffee
with his pen? He did.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, okay?
Oh my God.
So how long has it been since you've been on the KingCast?
I'm failing math. Don't ask me that.
Probably a year.
I think the last time you were on was when we went to E3.
Well, I think I didn't do it. I think after I started my job is when I stopped coming on, because I worked on Saturdays. So,
well, it is good to have you back.
About a year.
If you're a longtime subscriber to this channel, y'all will know the Wolfman very well, because he is actually the one that started the KingCast with me. And we had a lot of fun back in the day doing the KingCast.
It was 2 years ago. It's not that long.
It's
back in
2.5
It's
years.
almost 3 years now.
No. It's
Well, here, I'll just sit over here while y'all talk about it.
Okay.
It's November, so you're right. We are closer to the 3-year mark.
And by the way, y'all can hear Queen, so y'all can go ahead and wave to her.
Hey guys.
Hey, Samantha, what you doing? Hey, I stopped my hammer dulcimer hymns for this. All right. I actually have a dulcimer too. I would love to hear you play that. I bet that was very good.
Is dulcimer that weird guitar thing up on the mantle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the weird looking, the mountain, like bluegrass thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they sound really pretty. They almost sound like a bagpipe to me. I don't know why. Anyway.
Okay.
How does a stringed instrument sound like a bagpipe? It's got the double strings like a 12-string guitar, and it kind of sounds like that. Anyway, I was listening to it. I wished I could play it. Oh, I got you. You were listening to it. It's different to play, but they're fun to play. So anyway, it's great to have you back on, whether it's been 2 years, 3 years, or 2 months. It's been too long. But it's great to have you. Like I said, if you're just joining us, we are going to talk Still Dawn a little bit, because Fallout 76 Still Dawn is out. But we're also going to talk more in general today about Starfield. We haven't talked about Starfield in the last few weeks.
Sounds like we've had the same topic for 3 years, too.
Yeah, pretty much.
One thing hasn't changed.
It's a Bethesda
It's like
channel. What are
watching
you
a
going to
soap
do?
Opera. You can be gone for 3 years and come
Come
back.
right
back
back
in.
Don't tell them that.
Catch up on the
Don't
plot.
tell them that. Then they'll know, and then they'll leave.
Don't tell them the secret.
That's the secret. No, I want to get your opinion on Starfield. When you think it's coming? What you think about the Xbox?
I ain't been right my past 2 times. Why would I give a third?
That's true. Hey, Brooke.
Because third time's a charm.
Well, let's just start with probably the biggest news in gaming, maybe ever. Xbox acquiring Bethesda.
What was it? $7 billion?
$7.9 billion.
$8 billion. Okay.
$7.9 billion. You could buy like 4 Major League Baseball teams with that. Do you realize that? That's like crazy. Anyway.
When did you look into buying a major league team?
Well, we actually had a segment here on the KingCast about what you can buy with $7.9 billion. So that's fine. But hey, Garrett, what's up? Not you. Yeah.
I realize.
Yeah. I would say Xbox buying ZeniMax, but they didn't. ZeniMax kind of dissolved, went away. But just your overall impressions about Xbox purchasing Bethesda. Did it shock you, first of all?
I never heard anything about it until it happened. So
nobody did.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the big. I think it's the biggest deal in
biggest
at least
deal
the
in gaming
industry.
Biggest deal in gaming. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a little bit of a shock. It's an $8 million purchase of a company is pretty big deal.
Well, even Todd Howard said that the employees at Bethesda didn't know anything about it. So it was only just the few up at the top knew anything about it, and they had been working on it throughout the summer. So
has much changed with them? Is it
nothing has changed? Nothing has changed yet. But the deal actually, even though the deal is finalized, the deal does not go through until
go into effect
after the first of the year.
Okay.
So we really don't know anything. We've heard a few things from Mr. Spencer, the head of Microsoft. And that leads me to my next question. Exclusives. And this is the thing that's got everybody scared to death and wondering, and do you believe that Bethesda Game Studios games like Starfield, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, do you think they will ever be exclusive titles?
I don't think pre-existing games will be made exclusives. They might have cosmetic, or like in Fallout 4 where there's
a timed exclusive,
or cosmetic exclusive DLC,
right?
Stuff like that.
I agree 100%,
because that's normal. That's what PlayStation does with Call of Duty and other stuff. Now, new exclusives. Xbox's main downfall this past generation was not having any exclusives except Gears of War and Halo.
So and Forza. That was it.
Forza? No, yeah. Forza's not exclusive, is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was on PlayStation too. Well,
that was three games.
But I'm thinking.
So you think more games like, and I know this is an existing game, but just giving an example, more games like the Wolfenstein series or games like that in the future, a new game in the future will be the exclusives.
I don't think pre-existing games that are already cross-platform.
Yeah, I meant games like that. Like
I think
Bethesda
new IPs
software
might be like Starfield, since it's never been released. They might release it with Halo or with something along those lines as a timed exclusive or fully exclusive.
See, I have gone on the record and said if there is one BGS game that might be exclusive, it would be Starfield,
which is the only one with not enough footing in all the other consoles that they're not worried about it.
Yeah. I don't think the Elder Scrolls. I don't think Fallout.
Are you sure Forza's an Xbox exclusive?
It might not. You know how my memory is, guys. I think it is a Xbox exclusive, but they do have an Xbox exclusive racing game, and I thought that was it. But anyway, Garrett says, if I had that much money, you wouldn't know it because I would pay off my college debt, my parents' house, cars, etc. Then that would be a majority of it in savings account for a future child. I'm with you, Garrett. Nobody would know it either.
I would be Garrett's child. Golly.
Okay, we gotta start numbering 1 and 2. I don't
Well,
care.
you're Wolfman, remember?
Samantha says, if I had that much money, I wouldn't know what to do with it myself. I would just stand there. Sandra Money says, it's amazing they were able to keep it a secret until it happened. Yeah, it is kind of amazing that only the top tier knew
But
inside
y'all got-
Bethesda and inside
But
Xbox.
y'all got to remember, we're in
It is a
COVID.
Microsoft
People
exclusive.
people were working remotely and distance. I mean, it now was the time to be able to keep something secret if there was ever a time.
That is true.
Okay, you missed a few words when you said it is exclusive. 3 words. You are right, King. See, you're right. I was right. Verizon is a Xbox exclusive. I thought it was, and I remembered something. Guess what? What? I got my Dodge Ram 1500 working again. Very good.
Ooh,
That
what
is
year?
awesome.
What year?
You like cars, don't you?
I can talk about trucks. We can do that.
Samantha says, I know what I'd do with it. I'd buy coffee. Yeah, I'd buy some dill pickles, a new Jeep. Maybe
You haven't fixed the old one.
Well, that's true. Maybe a new guitar.
It's a 2010.
Yeah, well,
We need a Gibson flat top. That's a need. You just have to have a new Gibson flat top if you got that much money.
I agree with Samantha. The coffee is more important
than coffee. So what do you think the chances are of Starfield being an exclusive then? With all that said, do you really think Starfield is going to be an exclusive?
I'm not positive on it, but I would not be surprised if it's announced that it is exclusive. I think more likely it might be a limited exclusive, like for the first year, it's exclusive to Xbox. Which right now, since it's right at the start, if they get out soon.
Well, just like you said, Bethesda and Microsoft have done timed exclusives going all the way back. If you remember Fallout 4, and I don't believe the game itself was, but all of the DLCs
came out a little earlier.
All the DLCs came out earlier on Xbox. Fallout 76 has Xbox written all over it. So Bethesda has always had a special connection with Microsoft. However, you've got Deathloop and you've got Ghostwire Tokyo that are actually going to be PS5 exclusives while they're owned by Xbox. Now that's strange.
Was that where they agreed to be PS5 exclusives before?
Before.
They were, okay.
Yeah, they were. So, yeah.
Realized coffee was a bad idea.
Timmy says, Wolfman's back.
Ew.
Hey, Tim. Tim's back. Hey, good to see you. Well, since we're talking about Starfield just for a minute before we talk about Steel Dawn, because I haven't had a chance to talk to you in quite a while. Do you still think Starfield is coming this coming year? I think it's going to be shown
now
at E3 and come out this November.
Now, my answer has not changed in 3 years. The date has changed, but the answer has not.
It's coming next. So you do think it'll be this E3 again? I know every E3 for the past 3 years you've thought it.
Surely it's close to being done with how soon they announced it, or how far back they announced talking about it.
Bye, Garrett. Hope you can come back.
So that, along with the next gen's release, because it'll be next year before everyone starts getting them.
Yep.
Because right now it's only minor population people that are going to get them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to release it around the same time as Halo and stuff, just around 2021, 2022. So maybe 3 at this point.
Well, see, I've got it in the fall. Starfield coming out, November, which is what Bethesda likes to do. In fact, I was trying to think. One of the major games came out in the spring. Do you remember which one it was? And I can't believe I'm bringing this up without knowing the answer. One of the main, either Elder Scrolls, Fallout, one of them came out in the spring, but everything else has been in the fall.
Was it not Wolfenstein that came out in the spring? Doom came out in the spring.
Well, Doom did. I'm talking about the actual BGS games.
Oh.
There is a BGS game that came out in the spring, but all the others came out in the fall. So we're normally looking at the end of October,
early November,
which sets up perfect for Christmas time.
Mm-hmm. Which is the point, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that is the point. And somebody can probably let me know which one of those, if y'all can remember which one of the BGSs came out in the spring, and I may be totally,
or look it up because we're too lazy.
That's right. Hey, True Flat, how are you doing? Hey, David. David says that he bought Skyrim and ESO this week. Oh, awesome. That is awesome. And you're loving Steel Dawn. We're going to talk about Steel Dawn in just a minute, so y'all stay tuned if you're a Fallout 76 Steel Dawn.
Yeah, it's a good name.
It is.
It's not. I don't know. I was just trying to make something up.
And I will try to make it as spoiler free as I can, since this guy hasn't played any of it.
Well, you know, and you probably have a bunch of people on here that haven't played it.
I bet most people are already either right in the middle of it or done with it already. It's not that long. Steel Dawn's probably half the size of Wastelanders, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. See, True Flat says he's done.
No one asked you, True. Okay. Wasn't talking to you.
Okay, if Starfield comes out this year, which I think it's going to, you might not have heard this, but Todd Howard said it is going to be completely single player, so no multiplayer at all.
Good.
Remember, we had talked about that a long time. I think that's very, very, very wise.
Yeah, we talked about being maybe a co-op.
But I'm really glad they're going back to what I call the Skyrim model, the single player game. Hey, Jeremy. So with that said, I want to know, since you've had a lot of time to think about Starfield.
Yes, between my math, history, and English classes, I've thought a lot about Starfield.
Yeah, yes. But we know how much you think about math,
English, well, and history. That's a good point. That's a good point.
What do you think it's going to be? Is this going to be a realistic game? Is it going to be more in the line of a fantasy game? What? Nobody really knows what Starfield is going to be, other than space.
I think it'd be a cool. I know it's not going to be. No, that's a stupid idea.
I'll let you think about it for a minute.
Yeah. Something popped in my head, and then I remembered something else, so I knew that wasn't it.
True Flat, you didn't really care for Steel Dawn? That's interesting. And remember now, of course, Steel Dawn is not finished. There's only half of it has been given to us. We're going to get another half to it, where what was, they called it Fractured Steel, but now they've just combined it all into Steel Dawn, but we've only gotten half of it. So I'm anxious to see about that. You know, Todd Howard talked about Starfield being the end-all space game, and I don't know if that's hyperbole or not, but I really think it's going to. Oh, thank you. I had missed that.
How do you? It's on your foot. How
was it on my foot?
It was right there.
Well, now I know where my watch is. I think it's going to be a very different BGS type game. I really do. I don't.
Well, I mean, it is a space game, so yes, by definition, it is very different.
But I mean, I don't think it's going to be the same old feel that every BGS game has had.
What do you mean, slow dungeon crawl top?
Right. I believe there's going to be so much more of an hardware, software, whatever you want to call it, upgrade for Bethesda, which actually leads me right into what we were talking about with the Xbox merger. And you said it right before we went on. One of the reasons you like the Xbox merger is because Bethesda has more resources now. And we're already seeing that. We're already seeing that BGS is expanding. Bethesda's. I love to hear that.
See, in concept, that's a good thing. I just don't want it to be where Xbox wants to get too much power, like they've done with other companies, like they did with Rareware for a while, and they've done with other companies where it's just drowned out the original appeal and just killed the company.
Yeah, the one good thing that I heard from Xbox, and hopefully they'll keep saying this, they want Bethesda to stay Bethesda. Now, they're saying the right thing anyway. They want Bethesda to keep doing what Bethesda's doing. That's
like they'd be good politicians.
But that's why I believe there's still going to be a Bethesda showcase at E3. I think they're still going to be kind of compartmentalized
and not be thrown in with Rockstar and all the other Xbox.
Right.
I don't actually use Rockstar.
No.
By Microsoft. No.
But I understood exactly what you were saying. Well, Bethesda has already expanded drastically anyway. You've got Dallas, Austin, Montreal, and
There's 4 or 5, isn't there?
there's 4 now. I was Montreal, Maryland, Dallas, and Austin. But not only that, you go back to Fallout 4, there was only 100 people, around 100 people. And now Maryland itself, Todd says like 400 people.
Really? At Maryland?
Yeah, just at Maryland. So you've got 4 studios that have expanded, and they're still expanding. Jeremy's talking about letting Obsidian do something, which is another thing.
Does Microsoft own Obsidian?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they're both partners.
I think
now.
he's saying they let them do their own thing and didn't overbear on them.
That's true. That is true. Speaking of Obsidian, another good thing, not just more resources, and I guess this would fall into the same thing. You
got more departments, like you have more partner companies that you can get help from.
That's exactly what I was going to say. So you've got all these studios now that have quadrupled their size, and I'm talking about within Bethesda. But what about the things that Bethesda don't do very well?
Horses.
Or vehicles. What did Bethesda do with Fallout 4 to get the gunplay better?
They went to another company and used their
software. They went to id Software and said, "Help! We need help with the shooting in Fallout 4." And look at the difference between Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 as far as weapon play goes.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, all the companies inside Xbox, think about all they have to pull on for horses. You think we'll get better horses in the Elder Scrolls 6?
It's not like we can get much worse. I mean,
they won't be slower.
Can't get past rock bottom, I guess. But
well, and on that,
I've seen tubs of Play-Doh with better animation than the horse Skyrim.
I think there's going to be a dramatic difference even with Starfield, because I think we're actually going to have some kind of vehicles in Starfield. Now, I don't know that.
I think you'd have to in some sense.
You would think you'd have to have a spaceship at least, and then if we're going from planet to planet,
it might be something like the Vertibirds, or I can't say them.
Like a fast travel thing?
Like a fast travel. You get in, it kind of animates and does its thing, but it's not really interactive type thing, hardly.
I don't see how you can have a full space game with no ships.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's got to be something, but I don't know how they're going. Are they using a different engine?
Yes. Yeah.
What's the engine they're using now?
Okay. This is the deal, and everybody gets confused about this all the time. I say yes and no, because there is a little bit of the creation engine left. Their editor is left.
Like where you can go in and make your own stuff out of the creation kit part of the creation.
Right, but it's what they do with it. They say they
developer mode.
Yeah, their editor. They say they're so familiar with it and everything. Now it's been updated, but as far as I know, everything else is new technology. The editor's the only thing left.
Good. Maybe the characters won't move like G.I. Joes.
But now, even though it looks similar, you can even see leaps and bounds ahead in Fallout 76. Gets you choked up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very emotional.
You know, I'm not too sure it's 16 times better or whatever Todd Howard said, but there's no doubt you can see further. It's sharper. There's more colors, better animation, everything in Fallout 76.
Oh, nope, not going to do that.
Were you going to take your hat off for him?
Yeah. Hi. Didn't work out. Didn't look too
We'll
good.
just say hi then.
It will be made with Unity.
Unity.
It wouldn't be bad if it was made with Unity. I mean, Unity is a very solid engine. It's not any worse than the creation engine. So the only thing it'd be bad about would be.
But is it any better than the creation engine?
Unity's pretty good if you can use it right. It can handle a good bit, and it's got a good render distance.
Yeah.
Getting to be an old engine though.
See,
How old is Unity?
this is what people don't understand, and I know most of you guys understand this, but you look at Fallout 76. Fallout 76, with all the improvements it has over Fallout 4, and we're just talking about, how many years was in between the two? Not even 4 years.
3 years.
3 years.
Because it came out my freshman year of high school. Maybe 4 years.
Okay.
I think 4 years.
But the thing that holds 76 back a little bit, and computer people can talk to this more than I can, but it being a multiplayer game instead of the single player game holds back some of the capacities of what they've actually done with it, the lighting, the distance, all that. You lose a little bit when you go to a multiplayer game.
Right.
So if 76 was a single player game, and I know we're playing like here, but it would look a lot better than it does now.
Yeah.
And the good news is people that go, oh, I don't want that Fallout 76 engine. That engine will never be used again because it's a Frankenstein.
It's a collaboration of a little bit of everything.
A little bit of every. Well, it's a multiplayer engine and a single player engine thrown together. So they took
one piece at a time engine.
Yeah. But I'm really interested to see what Bethesda can make with that whole new engine, or almost that new engine anyway.
Now, are they developing the engine, or did they get someone else to make the engine?
Well, since they're hanging on to their editor, they're really not saying where they got this piece of technology and where they got this piece. They've just said they've replaced everything but the editor. So in-house, as far as I know, they haven't said that they've gone outside of the house, outside of Bethesda. But again, now with Microsoft with them, they've got a lot more to pull from. But
and a lot more funds to do anything they need to do with it too.
Exactly. Lot more money.
It's almost like we're stepping over Trump ground again, over and over.
Trump ground, yes.
Yes, make fun of me talking.
But I
told you I didn't pay attention in English class.
But I think Starfield is already done. I've said that many times.
I've said that for 3 years.
I've said that for a long time. It's been almost done for a long time. In fact, Bethesda just had a thing not long ago where there was a post on Twitter about, now it didn't say it was a BGS game, but it did say Bethesda. What's the guy's name? The famous composer that does the Fallout music and the Elder Scrolls music.
Why'd you ask me?
I know he's got a strange name. I can't remember. But anyway, he had a Twitter post where they were back in studio doing music, and somebody, no, they've had Starfield music done for a while, laying down music for the Elder Scrolls 6. That's because that is done in just right before the full, and that is exactly the time that we're setting up for that. So isn't it exciting to think that they're already working on the Elder Scrolls 6?
I'm ready, man.
Yeah, I am too. And I didn't talk to you about this, but I do want to thank you, Ian Zur. I had some of those letters right, but I wouldn't have put them in the right order.
Glad you can pronounce that.
Yeah. Ian Zur.
Mr. Zur. Yeah.
How would you like to be the one that had to come up with music that's better than Skyrim?
I couldn't. The only thing I can think to do would be blend the Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim music styles. Make it more
orcish.
No, not orcish.
Orchestrate.
Yeah. Big band.
We're thinking like that's kind of scary, but
I'm telling you, not talking for a while, it gets to you. But like mix the style of Oblivion where it's more royal, more
orchestrated.
That word, orchestrated, orchestrated plus the more because where's 6 supposed to be set?
Well,
where are we speculating?
It's either going to be where the Bretons are or where the Redguards are. So you've got, and they're right side by side. And don't make me with my lupus name Y'all can name the places, but it's either the Bretons.
Top left.
You've got Skyrim, and then you going to the left. You got Skyrim, then you got where the Bretons are, and then where the Red Guards are.
It's a very particular map. My knee.
Yes.
It's set up. Got to take pictures.
I've actually got one of the maps back there, but High Guard is the Bretons, right? See, my lupus is killing me. I cannot think. And then where the Red Guards are, I can't remember. Akatosh?
You got me, champ. I ain't got nothing.
Come on, y'all help me. Y'all are making me just sit here guessing. Anyway,
it's fun to watch.
I'm hoping it's where the Bretons are, but it may be more where the Red Guards are.
Might be both.
It could be part of both. And with that said, they normally make a music. They normally
Diamond City.
They normally make a music that fits with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but they all sound really a lot alike. Is the thing. They're all based off the same base material.
Unless you hear them back to back, and then you can go up. That's Oblivion. Up. That's Skyrim, because they have
High Rock.
Yeah. So High Rock is where the Bretons are, and then the Red Guards are where? Ice Queen says King and Wolfman. See, there's people that remember you.
I'm sorry you remember me.
But what I was talking about, the music of Skyrim, it starts out that boom, 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 just.
Well, there's one mod I've had since I played on Steam, and it came over to Xbox. It was a mod. It mixed the main 3 console. Elder Scrolls,
really?
Where it mixed all of them together, and
I bet that would be cool.
And it makes it sound really.
It's got that orchestraical or whatever she said.
It's a very deep. No, that's right. It's a very full sound. And I play on a surround sound system that I've set up, and it makes it sound amazing. I'm trying to read the chat. Orchestral. I can't talk.
Let me make this bigger because I can't read it.
Just do Control+. It's easy. Okay. Go into the whole settings. But yeah, that's my favorite mod. I do that in like 2 weapons mods, and those are my always go-to for Sky.
And I didn't mean us to get on the Elder Scrolls 6, but I do believe that that's what they're working on right now. I believe Starfield is done. They're finished.
And basic pre-planning of basic story structure.
The Elder Scrolls?
Yeah. You said what they're working on right now, so I assume we're still talking about.
Well, in fact, if you go backwards just a little while, and it's been...
Well, why not this? Why don't we look at, because they have, not documentaries, but behind the scenes of Skyrim and Oblivion, right?
Yeah.
And they talk about all they did.
When they did what, yeah.
And really
that's what I said about the music. The music is done in pre-production.
So we can get a good guess if we look at those two and just mix them together, what their plans are.
Thank you for liking our accents. There's not many people in this world that like our accents, but thank you for that. We are in Arkansas, so you can hear that southern twang in our accents, but we appreciate that very much.
It's a very polite way of putting our country hick accent.
My first KingCast was the King and Wolfman. Just because Queen muscled in doesn't mean Wolfman ceased to exist. No, he doesn't. He did not cease to exist. He is in college right now, so he's off.
I went from working 40 hours to college, so it's great.
He's off getting educated.
I don't know about that one. I go to college doesn't mean I get educated.
Don't mean you get educated. Do what, honey?
You okay?
What'd you say, baby? Did you say something? We're messing with the Queen. Anyway, with all that said, it was a year ago when they had the 25th anniversary of the Elder Scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
They did the behind the scenes and all that. And if you remember, they were already laying down landscapes and even making characters.
Well, because there's already basic maps for all the regions, right? Like there's a main map of Tamriel, and it's got basic structure for all of them, like just like Lord of the Rings style, where it's just got ridges and forests and everything. So that would be a major part of figuring out storyline. Would be where everything's going to be. But they were already doing that a year ago. North Central Arkansas. Very cool. Well, we're originally from...
Say so, Conway.
Yeah, Conway.
Conway. We're originally from North Little Rock. So
go Henderson.
What does Henderson have to do with North Little Rock?
Because UCA is terrible.
Hey, David.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we've been all over Arkansas though. Now we live in LA.
Lower Arkansas.
Lower Arkansas. That's right.
London. My brother was
London.
born in London.
Very cool. That's awesome.
I thought London, Arkansas at first, but I don't figure that's it.
So
Oh,
Clinton, beautiful area. We love the
Terrible
Clinton
name.
area. We love that area. That's one of the prettiest parts of the state. Yes. I agree. Starfield is finished.
No.
Fingers crossed for Fallout 5.
No, Elder Scrolls first. We've had 2 Fallouts.
It will come first. I promise. It will come
I
first.
love Fallout, but I want Elder Scrolls. I like medieval better than post.
I do too.
What if they've waited to release Starfield because he's really been working behind the scenes with Xbox, with Microsoft, that whoever, all that time quietly?
Who?
I
said
did-
he. That's not very descriptive.
Todd Howard. I doubt it because again, they said even the employees didn't know.
But aren't they like
No power armor and mini
aren't they
no
like
play.
buddies or something?
Everybody's in power armor, Ice Queen. They all have the metal. Yeah, it's like knights. They all. No, I love the knights area.
Yeah,
That-
it's green energy. It's green
It's
power armor.
green. No fusion core needed.
No
right?
fusion core needed.
But anyway, a year ago they had already made the character for Miss Shirley. Remember, Shirley Curry, and they showed how they were doing the mountains and all that, which are different now. They are photo
Realistic.
Yeah, something like it's
Photogenic? No, genic's not the right word.
photorealistic is almost. I can't remember the actual name of the technology, but it's actual pictures of real.
Mountains put onto it, and then they generate the land around it
Exactly.
to make it. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Steel Dawn. That's a good segue since you asked about Steel Dawn. We'll talk, and I'll try to talk spoiler free, so y'all don't have to tune off if you've tuned in. And by the way, just let me plug my live stream one more time. If you want any help or want to watch the main quest of Steel Dawn, the last live stream I put on, which was just day before yesterday, we went through the whole thing. So go back and watch that if you'd like to. I enjoyed Steel Dawn.
Forgot the cat was there. I almost jumped.
I don't think it's the strongest story writing in 76. And I don't mean that bad, but there was just a couple of places that the writing was a little
Well, it's still only halfway done, right?
That's true. That's true.
You don't go all out for the intermission. You go all out for the ending.
I will give you something to look for though. If you didn't watch my live stream, when you go to one of I guess it's the largest place that you go, you actually get to see Zaytons in the game.
That's the aliens, right?
Yeah, from Fallout 3 and Fallout 4.
Their name's Zaytons. I forgot.
Zaytons, Brothership Zeta.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
But you actually have to look through a crack in a door, and it sometimes helps if you got a scope in your gun, they say. But you can see Zaytons. What it is an enclave. It's an old enclave base, and it's really cool. They've got like the Mirelurks in the water cages.
Mhm.
You've seen the stuff
Yeah.
like the
tubes.
super mutants in. Yeah. Well, they've got Zaytons in a couple of them.
Oh.
So I'm hoping that means that more aliens are coming to Fallout 76. See, I still would love to have Mothership Zeta come to Fallout 76 because you may not know this. Did you know that Mothership Zeta actually abducted the inspector for Vault 76?
Really?
Yep.
No, I didn't know that.
His holotape is in Mothership Zeta in Fallout 3. So Vault 76 is actually mentioned in Fallout 3 a couple of times. Number one, it's on the computer there at the Pentagon. What is it, the Pentagon called?
Oh, the Citadel.
Yeah, where the Brotherhood of Steel are. And it's also in Mothership Zeta. But yeah, he was actually abducted by Mothership Zeta. So wouldn't it be great if we actually got a DLC?
Even a small thing.
Yeah, a small DLC, maybe like the
Automatron.
I can't ever say that from Fallout 4, but where we got the Mechanist and all that, it would be neat to get a Mothership Zeta. They are there. I use my camera to get a closer look. I need the recipe for blaster rounds, so the Zetans need to visit. Amen. I agree. I would love for them to visit. I would love for the Mothership to come.
Fractured Steel is the next part of.
Okay. This is what I understand. There's not going to be a Fractured Steel anymore. It's just going to be the second part of Steel Dawn. They had it broke down into Steel Dawn and Fractured Steel, but now it's just going to be Steel Dawn. But yes,
there aren't any Enclave NPCs, but there are Brotherhood NPCs.
Correct.
Okay, well,
so far,
code name was Broken Steel. I'm guessing there's going to be a reason called that. So there's going to be the Outcasts like there were in Fallout 3, or there's going to be Enclave.
Boy, you're right there. Okay, I don't believe it's the Enclave. I believe as you play through Steel Dawn, the first half of Steel Dawn, you actually see where the fracture is coming. And I don't want to give it away, but if you play through Steel Dawn, you'll see where the fracture within the Brotherhood is.
Okay. Yeah. So there's going to be an Outcast type thing, you think?
Yes. And the thing that, gosh, I don't know how to do this without spoilers.
Just don't spoil it. That's how.
There is one decision. Now, this part of the writing I did like. There is one decision you have to make in Steel Dawn that to me was excruciating. I did not want to make the choice.
Gosh, we've already been on for 40 minutes.
I know it, 41 minutes. Isn't that crazy?
Sorry, continue.
Can I just say spoilers for a minute? And if you don't want to listen, do like this. All right.
I don't care.
I have to say this. Spoilers.
You don't have to.
No, I don't have to. I'm choosing to. You have to make a choice whether to cut off communication with the West Coast or not.
Okay. So cut off with the
real Brotherhood of Steel in the West Coast.
Okay. Which that would be the New Vegas and branch and everything.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's Obsidian and Black Isle Studio.
Are they the ones that started it? I thought it was East Coast it started and moved west, not west and moved east.
It was west and moved east.
Oh, okay.
Bethesda is all East Coast. Black Isle, Obsidian, all that was West Coast.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
do it.
That was an agonizing choice, Sonder Bunny, and I hated it.
So what did you choose?
Well, I can't give it all to you because there's a bunch of stuff that goes into it.
Well, is there a benefit at the time if you cut off or not? Is it just kind of open end that
it don't tell you.
later?
It don't. You've got two people that are fighting basically. One wants to cut the West Coast off. One doesn't. But the guy that doesn't want to cut them off is a jerk. I mean, he's a jerk. So you don't want to go with him. And then the good.
But you also don't want to cut off.
That you also don't want to cut off communication. So yeah.
What did you choose? Gabe wants to know.
I actually chose to cut off communication just because I chose her, Gabe. I chose her. Yeah, go ahead and show. Yeah, I chose her. Okay, we can quit spoiling now, but yes, I definitely chose her and to cut off. But I think that was a bad choice.
Ice Queen said that it's the same no matter what you choose.
Yes, Shin is a jerk. He is a major jerk. But
so
the interesting thing about Shin is
you have two of them.
He very much reminds me of, and I said this while I was playing through, he reminds me of the Fallout 4 Brotherhood of Steel.
Okay.
And the girl you have to make a choice.
It's Fallout 3.
Fallout 3. There you go.
Okay.
Totally different mentality.
So Shin is like New Vegas, Fallout 4, Elder Maxon, and what's the Mojave chapter, and then
but y'all remember even Fallout 4 probably was the worst Brotherhood that's been in the series. If you've played all the Fallouts, Fallout 4 Brotherhood of Steel was not the good guys. There's no way they were the good guys. I mean, they basically wanted to kill anything that wasn't a human. And if it was technology, it belonged to them. They were taking it away from you.
Yeah.
Now they've always wanted to, maintain technology and all this, but the Fallout 3 Brotherhood was so much kinder. It was obvious Fallout 3 Brotherhood was the good guys. But
good guys does not always make a great choice for.
Well, that's true.
There's a thing there.
That's true. But the
Brotherhood in 4 has the structure to keep everything going, even if it's not a great means to an end.
Yeah, but they're not canon. The Minutemen are canon.
Yeah, I know the Minutemen are the canon ones. Yeah, but
hey, Joey Caps Gaming, what's going on, brother? Have to finish the DLC myself. Can't wait. Very good DLC. I can't wait to see what else is coming. And by the way, there's a lot that comes with it, and I guess I should mention this as well. There's a lot of little things that come with it, and I don't want to give away everything that comes with it, but you'll find some neat weapons, some neat armor type things that come just through the quest line. So if you haven't finished it, there's you a couple of incentives. Thank you. Incentives. I put one too many one syllables in there. Yeah.
But yeah, like Queen said, Maxon in his own view site was being very, at least honorable how he thought everything was.
Oh yeah, how he thought.
He wasn't doing anything being mean. He was doing truly what he believed was right, which at least is honorable in a sense.
But now
even misguided as it is at points.
That Maxon philosophy was not the same as the original Maxon philosophy, though.
Yeah, but it's the final product, so that's what we have to go off of. We can't go off. Oh yeah,
I'm talking about Fallout 1, where it started.
Oh, okay.
They always wanted to hold on to technology, but they were also about, especially if you look at Fallout 3. I mean, Fallout 3, they're all about helping the world, bringing the fresh water to the wasteland.
But they're an offshoot. They're not the main branch of the Brotherhood. They've even, if I remember, I haven't played Fallout 3 in a long time.
Well, that was Lion's branch off of Maxon.
They split off and they weren't a main branch anymore, right? They were their own separate branch without.
And it's because they didn't hold to the Maxon philosophy, which was just, this is all our technology, leave us alone. I wonder if
it has to
choice will impact the next chapter. I believe it will.
If it doesn't have any impact now, why would you have that major choice of losing connection with the main branch?
Yeah,
it wouldn't make sense not to have it come back and it just be, doesn't matter.
Gabe, I definitely think it will. Okay, see, David is saying the only Brotherhood I stand with is Elder Lion's Brotherhood because they are more closer to my character than anything else. So you have the first Maxon philosophy, which is kind of like Fallout 4, but not. The original Maxon was a lot more helpful than what's his name?
Well,
Maxon.
I think the reason Maxon in 4 is so upset is because they have a main enemy. And in one instance, they're fighting another military branch, basically. They're fighting an invisible enemy that's everywhere. So you got to be more strict in a time of war than you do in general.
Yeah, except for look at him. He don't want any ghouls. He don't want any super mutants. He don't care if they're nice or not. They're just an abomination. I mean, he is. They take it as far as you can take it with him.
But it's because it's a time of war, I believe. I don't think that's how he is all the time. I believe that's because they're strictly in the time of war.
Could be. It could be. But yes, I think they did a great with Steel Dawn. By the way, the treasure hunter is still going on right now, if y'all didn't know. So that's an awesome thing. A lot of good prizes in that treasure hunter too. And I don't know if you've tried the treasure hunter event yet, but in fact, I need to get on there and open some of my pails.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Really?
Yeah, I got to play.
Of course you do.
After the podcast is over, you got to play.
Of course.
Yeah. The Ice Queen says, probably not all my choices have yet made a difference. Betray Foundation, go with the Raiders, then keep all the gold and everyone still loves me.
Well, to be fair, they've said this is a 2-part. So
yes,
that's a very major choice that should have
major consequences
to your future quest lines.
And of course,
maybe there's a civil war that happens. That'd be cool.
of course, you know the Brotherhood. Now this is going to get a little deeper. And by the way, if you've not watched the lore video for Brotherhood of Steel that Bethesda just put out, it's called the Brotherhood of Steel in Appalachia. Yeah, watch that. It will very help you
Because
understand what's going on.
if I'm not mistaken, they were there for a time, then they disappeared and then came back.
Okay, yeah. Let me explain. There were two groups in Appalachia, but they weren't the Brotherhood. It was a group of Army Rangers, is who it was, that was on.
Did they not have the Brotherhood logo and called the Brotherhood? What am I thinking of?
No, it's got the thunder. What is the original Brotherhood called in Fallout 76? It's not Taggarty's thing. It's anyway, it's got a lightning bolt. Its own camp venture. It's got the lightning bolt. Anyway, no, it's not. Not the Minutemen. It's in 76. Anyway, so it's a group of Army Rangers. Okay. They became the Brotherhood, obviously, after the bombs dropped and all that, because after the bombs dropped, the United States was gone. You had the Enclave.
Taggarty's Thunder.
There you go, Taggarty's Thunder. Thank you. Great. I did say Taggarty. Hey, I thought that. Thank you very much, Ice Queen.
And David.
Obviously, this Ranger group is not going to be on the side of the Enclave with all the shenanigans that the Enclave is going on. Plus, you got the Free States. So, what did they do? Well, the head of that Ranger group actually contacted or got word one way or the other from the West Coast Brotherhood of Steel. And that's why they changed into Brotherhood of Steel, because they thought that lined up more with
their beliefs,
the U.S. Army than the Enclave.
Because the Enclave is more the federal government of the United States, wasn't it?
Yes. Like the Enclave was what was left of the United States government. But this was what's neat. They died out. All of them died out. All of but one. We know there's one now left. But so all that original Army Ranger group died out. The ones coming now in Steel Dawn actually came from the West. Okay. But with that said, they both kind of had the same mentality. They have original Maxon's mentality, which will make you understand why they were at odds with the Responders. You know, for a while, the Responders and the Brotherhood, or the Taggarty's Rangers, were allied together. But there toward the end, they weren't, because the Brotherhood wanted that technology. They wouldn't share the technology with the Responders. And in turn, the Responders lost a huge battle with the Raiders, as you know of in the storyline, if y'all know about the storyline, the original storyline of Fallout 76. And basically, the Responders were wiped out. But it was because the Brotherhood didn't see, they didn't want to share. They don't want an ally. They really don't. They want everything for themselves.
They want consequential allies.
Well, no, they want you to join them, or, that's it.
Necessary allies.
Yeah.
I think is what it is.
Yeah, Mobius. Boy, I tell you, the Enclave, that is some of the best writing in Fallout, in my opinion. I love the Enclave quest line in Fallout 76. Still some of my very favorite. And I hope we get some Enclave NPCs before it's all over with.
I'm sure that's going to come into the next part of the DLC, something like that.
Do you think?
Something has to.
You think somebody's going to try to put the Enclave back together? See, I think it's going to be between the two factions of the Brotherhood of Steel. You're going to have the guy that was a jerk, and
that would be a good time to bring that branch in too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That, or it's going to be give it 2 more DLCs where it stretches out. Time has passed, and then the Enclave come in.
I missed Mr. House too, Jim. I liked Mr. House.
Talking about all this, I thought of
he was
side off.
He was the first one I cited.
You know, Civilization, like the games.
Sid Meier's, yeah.
Make a Fallout version with all the major factions of the United States.
That would be neat. Yeah, the Brotherhood, the Enclave,
Mr. House, all the main.
That would be neat.
Just popped in my head. I don't know.
We could make a Risk game.
That's what I'm talking about, like a
The
risk
Yeah.
civilization game with all the different, the Minutemen, the Institute, there's Mr. House, literally every major fact, not like the Adam Cats or the kids or anything, but like just the major.
What's wrong with the Kings? They're a major faction. Come on.
They're worried more about hair gel than bullets, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
They're the Kings. They look
have
good.
come off it.
Watch it.
No wonder
Watch
you
it.
identify with
Watch
them.
it, woman. Watch it. Ice Queen says she'll put the Enclave back together. I am a general, you know. I am just an initiate with the Brotherhood. That's right. That's right. It is neat when you go into that Enclave, and I'm giving something away again, but it's my favorite part of the New Steel Dawn when you go into.
Yeah, I remember because we did the thing where you had to get the robot for the Wastelanders.
Yeah,
and since you're a general in the Enclave army,
yeah,
you got to go through and get.
Well, there's another thing when you actually enter the Enclave facility. It'll go, "Welcome, General," and you're not even expecting it, but yeah, it says,
they
welcome.
must be desperate for people. If
Welcome,
you're a general.
Hey, watch it. Watch it, watch it, watch it. Well, guys, believe it or not, we're down to the last 5 minutes of the show already. So if you've got any questions for me or for Wolfman or for Miss Queen that's way over there yelling, then feel free and say it. I cannot believe it went this fast. Thank you so much for... maybe it's because I didn't have to carry the whole show. Maybe that's why it went fast. No, I'm really enjoying to bring it back around where we were talking at the first. I'm really enjoying Fallout 76. I really love it, and I think it's going to last a long time.
History.
He is a history major. Fallout 76 has grown on you too, hasn't it?
Más o menos. It's better than when it started because there's more story. I say this, in Minecraft is one of my favorite games. I don't like very open-ended games, but I like it when there's something I can chase and get sidetracked on. That's when I like it. I like that kind of open-ended game, not just, go read all this stuff and that'll take you to everything. I like having things to talk to and do more than...
Hey Candy, thank you. What I enjoyed about 76 was, and I still do, it's a sandbox. It is probably the most sandbox game of Fallout. Mm-hmm. The most sandboxy.
Now I want to play Fallout 4 again.
Give you the elevator pitch version of your thoughts. If I was going to grade Steel Dawn, I wouldn't grade it as high as Wastelanders. I would probably give it a B. Again, I think the writing falls just a little bit short, and y'all don't get upset at me. I'm not saying it's bad writing. I think the writing's not quite as good as it has been with some of the other stuff.
Well, also, if they're making a two-parter, it doesn't really have to be.
Right.
It's not standing on its own leg. It's like the first half of a play is not the best part. It's always the final sequence or the last two parts that are the major hitters.
Yep.
This is all, with how it's been described, this is all set up more than anything. It's making the foundation for something. It doesn't have to be very fancy or anything.
They wrote in that very excruciating, difficult choice you had to make.
Had that built up over the whole thing? Like it was just little altercations through the story and then it happened? Or was it just all of a sudden you walk in?
No, it was building up. It was building up between the two. But those excruciating choices is what I missed with Fallout 4. Fallout 4 didn't have any excruciating choices that I can think of.
The only thing was, do you join your son or not? And that's not that was bad.
That's good writing, and it was good.
Like, it's a good twist, but it's not. I cannot sympathize with the Institute. It's very hard to sympathize with the Institute. It's very hard to sympathize. The Railroad's kind of hard to sympathize with. You sympathize with them, but they're also jerks. Or if you're not with us, you're a piece of crap. Go away.
Yeah.
The only people that are half decent is the Minutemen. That's just because they're the default. No matter what you do, you cannot screw up the Minutemen.
And that's why I thought the writing in Fallout 4 was very lacking as far as a Fallout goes. Fallout, well, you look at the Raiders and the Settlers.
Mm-hmm.
The more I look into, and y'all gonna, I gave y'all this last week, but I'm gonna give it to you again, and I want y'all to look into it too. The Raiders and the Settlers in Fallout 76, that is not an open and shut decision. You know, you'd think, well, the Settlers are the good ones, the Raiders are the bad ones. But no, the Raiders are not near as bad as they normally are in a Fallout.
Raiders aren't really savages like they are in.
Plus, the Settlers have an ex-Raider as the head of it, or leading it anyway, and they're turning it into a communist compound, which I know Bethesda wrote that on purpose because you think Fallout is all against communism.
Yeah, that's the whole
thing about Fallout. But yet they are making a communist compound there. And if y'all think I'm wrong, really look into it and think about it. They even have a flag with a hammer on it. That's the Settlers' flag. You know, the hammer and the sickle, which is
it's the workers.
Yeah,
is what's idolizes.
But you look at their outfits; it's a communist outfit. I mean, they're just really.
What do you define as a communist outfit?
Gray, plain gray, just plain Jane.
Yes, because in a nuclear wasteland, there's so many things to dye your clothes with. I'm sorry. I didn't get to go to the Gucci store this time.
What I was saying is there's not a, you know, the Raiders are good and the Settlers are bad or vice versa. It's not like that. And I like it like that. I want decisions within Fallout that make it difficult.
Yeah, it's a very gray area. You could go either way with it. Yeah.
Bethesda has never done good at that in Fallout, because if you look back to Fallout 3, the Brotherhood was the clear good guys. I mean, there's no other way to go.
Yeah.
In Fallout 4, the Minutemen were the clear good guys. No other way to go.
Not communist, socialist.
That's true. It's socialist right now, headed towards.
Same thing, different stages.
It's according where it is on the spectrum, right?
I am one dapper wasteland.
But that's just my thoughts about it. That's why I like the writing in 76 a little bit better.
Yes, unfortunately, Walmart did not survive the raid. The Koch brothers, on the other, or the Nuka brothers.
Nuka brothers did, yeah. What are you saying, David? I bet if you get to Arkansas, there's a Walmart. There is a Walmart.
There's a Walmart and a Dollar General somewhere.
There is a Walmart in Arkansas, even in Fallout. That's right. Because maybe y'all didn't know this, but Walmart actually comes from Arkansas.
Doesn't everybody know that?
I don't think so. Sam Walton from Arkansas.
Most people here don't know that.
Guys, if y'all have any other questions for us, we are already out of time.
As long as it's not a math question.
If you've got a Fallout 76 question, a Starfield question, a Xbox Microsoft question, or anything about me and Wolfman, throw it out there. We'll give you about 3 more minutes, and we would love to talk to you. David says his queen works for Walmart. There you go. Kentucky Rangers says RIP Walmart.
But Kmart come back.
Kmart came back. Super duper Mart. Hey, I'm old enough that I remember Magic Mart.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's old. That's old. But
Magic Mart and Safeway on Geyer Springs Road.
Wilco, remember?
Yeah.
Or Wilco. How did you pronounce it?
Shut down.
It's shut down. Yeah, it is shut down. It has not been open in a long, long time ago. Well, guys, we have enjoyed this so much. I know it's been a little bit different than it normally is, but I want to thank Mr. Wolfman for being here. Will you come back? I wasn't mean to you or anything. Didn't put you on the spot. Or are you going to slink out? Woolworths. That's right. Piggly Wiggly. Oh, yeah. Piggly Wiggly. Did you know there still are Piggly Wigglies here in Arkansas?
Are there really?
Murfreesboro has a Piggly Wiggly.
Do we?
Yep.
That's what it is. It's Piggly Wiggly.
The grocery store in town.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. It's a.
Well, it used to be a Piggly Wiggly.
It's not Piggly Wiggly anymore. They changed it.
Did they change it?
Yeah.
Never mind. Maybe there's no Piggly Wiggly.
It's like Great Savers or something. It's
Super Kmart had a grocery store. Yep. Man, I can get into all kinds of stores that's going to... Remember Safeway? Safeway was a grocery store that's gone away.
Yes, Dad, my 19 years, I remember Safeway.
Harvest Foods then came after Safeway.
And the guys that worked at Safeway, even the baggers, had to you had to wear button-up shirts and ties.
Yeah.
They had a dress code, man, back in the day.
Ice Queen says, come back and visit, Wolfman. We please want you to visit. Thank you, Danny, for saying good podcast. Somebody else said good podcast back there. Y'all have a great rest of the weekend. Hope you're having a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. Spend some time with family and friends if you're not mandated by your governor that you can't. I had to put that in there.
Of course you did.
If you can't, call them on the phone and tell them that you love them. Happy Thanksgiving weekend, guys. Tell them bye, Wolfman.
Bye, Wolfman.
Bye, guys. Thank y'all for joining us.